Welcome to Battle Axe, postseason style. We've all heard of March Madness. It's time for Axe Madness. I'm Joey Danya alongside Bobby Bradford. We're at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa, as always, to bring you our double elimination postseason tournament. After 7 weeks of regular season action, it's time to crown a champion here today. If you're new to the program, here's the rules of Battle Axe. There's 5 rings. They're each worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that red bullseye is worth 6 points. On the outermost ring, you'll see that small blue circle. That's worth 8 points if a player can hit it. It's called a kill shot. A player can go for a kill shot at any point throughout the match. If they miss, they get nothing. And Bobby, here's what everyone's competing for here today. The belt.
The time has come, Joey, and someone is going to take home this lovely belt tonight, so we will crown a champion here on Battle Axe, and I just can't wait for it, man.
It is a thing of beauty. I'm drooling just looking at this thing.
It's custom made. It's going to be staying with the winner of this league here for all season, so until the next champion is crowned, it's theirs for the taking.
Yeah, this is the first time that we've had the championship belt, so a little extra incentive for these players here today. Let's take a look at the A bracket here in this double elimination postseason tournament. To no surprise, Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw is the top overall seed after an undefeated regular season. Casey Nines is the 2 seed, Eric Shizzle the 3 seed, Cody Yoakum the 4 seed, Bobby.
Yeah, it's really a competitive group of players and should be a fantastic tournament, and really looking forward to it, Joey.
Let's get things started. Nancy Kramer taking on Brandon Feenstra. So they touch tips for good sportsmanship.
You're good to start whenever.
Yeah, so Nancy coming in at 2-26, Brandon at 14-14. But again, Joey, all records are thrown out the window here come tournament time. It's double elimination, so lose twice, go home. Otherwise, you'll be playing for that belt.
Kramer and Feenstra playing like it's the postseason. They open things up with a pair of bullseyes.
Yeah, and again, Joey, so we've talked about it all season long. It's really about putting those points on the board. So, you know, Nancy coming in at 2-26 still can put some serious points on the board and compete with anybody in this league.
Yeah, there's a really incredible energy here at the Bustin Axe.
You feel
right
it
now.
tonight,
You can
Joey.
just feel it in the air. A champion's going to be crowned, and these players know it.
Oh, they know it, and they know that it's not like normal league night. It's
Bye, Brandon.
the pressure is
Nancy.
amped up for sure.
Well, Nancy Kramer throws a 5. So does Brandon Feenstra. It's 15 all after 3 throws.
Well, and Joey, it's something we've talked about, too, multiple times throughout the season as well, like playing with a lead, playing from behind, you know, getting used to all those things. But come tournament time, now you have to get used to this pressure of win or go home. You know, you have to keep winning. You have to keep staying in that A bracket. If you go down to that B bracket, it's a devastating gauntlet.
Yeah, this moment, it's a whole nother animal. It's what these players have been preparing for the entire season.
So as you can see here, we got a 1-point match here going into the 5th throw. Looks like a 4 for Nancy and a 4 for Brandon as well. So Nancy with a slim 1-point lead going into the turn. Couldn't ask for a better showing, though.
Kramer and Feenstra will switch sides and get set to go for the second half.
So it's a nice throw there by Nancy. Looks like a 4, but a great throw there by Brandon. Just a dagger of a bullseye.
His second bullseye of the match, and just like that, Brandon Feenstra takes his first lead of the match.
So it's important for Nancy. She's done a really good job of eliminating those 3s from her throw and just keep focusing on that 4, 5, and 6 ring. Brandon able to take up a point, though, there.
So Feenstra has a 2-point advantage with 3 throws to go. Both of these players throwing very well here.
Yeah, Brandon with that 1-3 on his 4th throw, but everything else has been 4, 5s, and 6s. So Brandon's been, throughout the season, gotten into a little bit of a 4 rut, but nice to see a couple bullseyes there in his game right now.
So Nancy Kramer with some work to do. She's trailing 37-35, 2 throws to go.
Well, Joey, and that's a great throw there by Nancy. Look like a bullseye there initially, but popping through on the right-hand side of the blade there for a 5.
So it's going to come down to the final throw. Brandon Feenstra leading by 1 over Nancy Kramer.
Ooh, and this is where a kill shot doesn't come into play. It looks like a 4 there. Oh, and Nancy's off the mark. Wow.
What a battle that was. Brandon Feenstra.
44, Nancy,
winning a
45
nail-biter
Brandon. Good game.
45-44
That's
over
good.
Nancy Kramer.
Wow. So Brandon Feenstra coming out with the victory 45-44. Nancy unable to capitalize on Brandon's mistake there on the 10th throw of the 4. But Nancy will go down to the B bracket. Brandon will advance in the A bracket. But just a great match to get things started, Joey.
Yeah, and a real nice job out of Brandon to just every time Nancy was giving her his best, he had the answer, and he got the
Absolutely.
win. Nancy Kramer, certainly an impressive round of 44, something to build off of as she heads down to the B bracket.
Yep, still alive in this matchup after one match here. But, yeah, definitely have your work to cut out for you going into the B bracket.
Well, Stephanie Prine has had a nice season. Let's throw it down to Stephanie to get her thoughts on her season.
I feel like I started out kind of rough this season, just really inconsistent and a lot of drops during matches and just inconsistent. I feel like I ended a lot better. I felt like I was kind of a contender there for a while. So a lot better finish than beginning. So hopeful for the spring.
Well, as the old saying goes, Bobby, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and Stephanie Prine has been finishing well this season. She's looking to carry that momentum into the postseason. Here we go, Stephanie Prine ready to get postseason action started against Gina Feenstra.
Yeah, both these players,
you?
Joey, have actually gotten on really nice hot streaks at different points in time during the season. So this should be a great matchup, a difficult first-round matchup for both competitors.
And the postseason is underway for Gina
3,
Feenstra
Gina,
and
4
Stephanie Prine. It's a 4 for Prine. She jumps out to an early 1-point lead after a 3 from Feenstra.
Yep, and so we've noticed that Gina's had some shoulder issues and stuff throughout the season, but she's done a really good job to compensate for that and put some really positive numbers, eliminating a lot of her mistakes. A lot of the 2s and 3s have been eliminated from her game. Of course, the drops and
4
stuff as
and
well.
3, Gina.
So just a great job by both competitors to keep improving their game.
Well, another 4 from Prine, another 3 from Feenstra. It's now a 2-point lead for Prine. A little bit of a shaky start here from Feenstra. She's going to have to get inside into that 4 and 5 ring.
Yep, Gina's no stranger to the competition here, so she's getting her nerves in
Bullseye.
control here. But again,
4, Gina.
Stephanie made that axe switch, Joey, halfway through the season. She got a new axe, and you can just tell there's a different way the axe hits the board. It's just a different approach to her game, so definitely a game changer.
Yeah, no doubt she has been playing at her very best, and she's off to a nice start here.
That's a great throw there by Gina. Looks like a flush bullseye.
Gina, 5, Stephanie.
And it is a 5 there for Stephanie Prine. So Gina able to get a point, 16-19
All right,
going into the 5th throw.
Stephanie's up by
Yeah,
3.
she needed that. Makes it a 3-point game.
So Stephanie just concentrating on that board, looking to put a positive point. She's in the driver's seat. With the axe getting away from Gina there a little bit.
4 Stephanie, 3 Gina.
Well, no mistakes there from Stephanie Prine on the first half as she builds a 4-point lead over Gina Feenstra. They'll switch sides and get set to go for the second half.
Yep, so as we've seen with other matchups too, Joey, a 4-point lead is not safe until it's all over. But that axe getting away, and I
2 Gina,
just wonder
4
how much that
Stephanie.
shoulder is affecting Gina here in this opening round matchup.
So it's now a 27-21 lead for Stephanie Prine.
Gina just needs to relax and realize she's still alive in this tournament. She's, worst case scenario, she's going to go down to the B bracket, got to work her way back up.
4 and 4.
But just looking to put positive points on the board, eliminate those 2s and 3s from her matchup, and then, of course, eliminate the drops that we fortunately haven't seen, Joey.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about the double elimination tournament. It takes that pressure
Correct.
off here in the A bracket.
Yeah.
We've seen players go down to the B bracket. Obviously, somebody's going to come out of there and play for a championship.
Absolutely. We've seen,
5 Gina.
Matt the
Bullseye.
Magic Man
Oh,
Bradshaw in the
Stephanie.
last tournament that we did, Joey. He had to go down to the B bracket, worked his way all the way back up. But, yeah, it's something that most players have to go through, and only one gets to survive the A bracket. So looks like a nice throw there by Stephanie. Could be a bullseye if it's popping through there on the right-hand side, but she's thrown a tremendous game.
5 Gina.
Jenny's going to see
5
if it's a
Stephanie.
bullseye. It's a 5. But it's a 7-point lead now
5th
for
throw,
Prine.
Stephanie's
So
up by 7.
perhaps Feenstra goes for a kill shot here.
Maybe perhaps it looks like, yeah, she's
Yes,
getting
we're
a
on 10.
score clarification
10.
here.
Or 7. I'm
But it's
sorry.
again one of those things I would recommend it for her to
10
do
throws,
it, Joey,
Stephanie's
just to
up
get
by
the practice in, And I think she just decided, yeah. I think
And it's the only way she can get the win. So she's going to go for the kill shot here. If she can get a, well, Prine puts the dagger in, but good practice
Good
here for Gina
practice.
Feenstra.
4 Stephanie.
the mark.
0 Gina.
But again, it's probably good practice, Joey, for her, in going down to the B bracket to get at least a kill shot under her belt
35
before
Gina, 46
the next matchup.
Stephanie.
Stephanie Prine is the victor, 46-35. She's moving on in the A bracket. Feenstra drops down to the B bracket.
Yeah, so Stephanie Prine with just a really nice score there of 46. You see a couple bullseyes there, a couple fives, and the rest fours. So no threes, twos, or drops from Stephanie. So a great showing from her. Gina, of course, just kind of got out of the gate a little bit slow. So a couple threes there to start off the matchup. You see the 2 on the 6th throw, and then aggressively went for the kill shot on the 10th throw. Great maneuver, but she'll have to battle her way back up through the B bracket.
And as she does, she knows the competition is going to be tough along the way. Here's Gina Feenstra about what's ahead in terms of the competition.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. High scores of 50, it seems like almost all around in every game almost so far. So, but, you know, hopefully I can get back to that 40. I didn't quite hit it that first game, but hopefully we can get back there.
Well, we've got much more Battle Axe still to come as we crown a champion here today. Stay tuned. You're watching Battle Axe on MC22. Welcome back to a postseason edition of Battle Axe. As always, I'm Joey the Jaw Danya here with Bobby the Blade Bradford to bring you all of today's postseason action as we crown a champion. We're just getting this postseason started. Let's take a look at the updated bracket here in our A bracket. It's Matt Bradshaw now knows who he's going to take on. It's going to be Everett Shore, who advances past Haley Strait. Eric Schizzle will take on Brandon Feenstra. Casey Nines going to take on Stephanie Prine, who we just saw take down Gina Feenstra, and Cody Yoakum, awaiting the winner of Hannah Brussel and Beth Jen. Here is Hannah on her tournament mindset.
I mean, winning in this competition is what you want to do. I just love playing. You know, it's, to me, a win or lose is just playing a game. I love playing against everybody here. Everyone's a great competitor. I have a lot of fun. You know, I always wish everybody could stay in the competition all the time, but that's not how they work. So, but you know, I'm grateful for the games that I get to play, and I have great competitors. So, you know, I just cheer everybody on, and I want the best for everybody.
Well, Hannah Brussel put together a great regular season. We'll see how she does here in the postseason, Bobby.
Yep, this is when it all matters. So Hannah Happy Feet Brussel is going to be taking on Beth Jen.
Let's get it on. Jen versus Brussel here in the postseason.
So Beth Jen's done just a great job this season. It's her first season throwing axes, Joey, and she just made tremendous strides in her throw, putting up really nice consistent numbers, 40 to 45. Kind of flirting a little bit with the 46s and stuff, but definitely a competitor everyone's got an eye on coming into the tournament time.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Hannah Brussel really elevated her game this season. She's playing at her very best.
Absolutely. She's also elevated her game, getting much more in that consistent 4, 5, and 6 ring.
5 Hannah.
You can see a nice 5 there by Hannah to take a 2-point lead going into the third throw. But as we said before, Joey, in other shows, she's getting really used to playing with the lead, you know, getting used to putting up those positive points, not making the mistakes that lets her opponent back in the door. So,
yeah, she goes out there and expects to win, and she expects to make a deep run here in the postseason.
Yeah, just a great
that's
throw.
why.
Yeah, exactly. That's just a great throw there. Nice bullseye, 4, 5, 6 for her first 3 throws. So a 4-point lead going into the 4th throw. Couldn't ask for a better start.
Well, there is a great throw from Beth Jen.
Ooh, and that could be a bullseye popping through there on that left-hand side there for Hannah.
Bullseye Hannah.
And it is ruled a bullseye, so
Back-to-back bullseyes for Hannah Happy
right,
Feet
good throw.
Brussel. It's a
Hannah's up
5
on
for
5.
Beth Jen. Hannah Brussel quickly building a 5-point advantage after 4 throws.
Hannah with an opportunity for our first unicorn of the tournament. And, very, very close. We're going to have to get a look at that there, Joey. Hannah doesn't think she has it, and it is ruled a 5. So no unicorns so far, Joey.
But Hannah Brussel is locked in, playing very well. She's got a 6-point lead heading into the second half.
Absolutely. And so both players doing a nice job of staying in that 4, 5, and 6 ring. Nice throw there by Beth to pick up a point here and make it a 5-point game here going into the 7th throw. But as we've seen, Joey, just the 1-3 from Beth. Everything else has been 4, 5s, and 6s. No drops, no even kind of wobbly blades or barely sticking in the board. So,
yeah, tremendous job of quickly eliminating the mistakes that we saw from her early on in the season.
5, Hannah.
Meanwhile, Hannah Brussel just keeps throwing in 5s.
Yep, throwing up those points and getting that point back that Beth took on the 6th throw there. So 29-35, a 6-point lead here for Hannah. And again, just focusing on that board, not worrying about what her competitor's doing. It's so hard, Joey, in the tournament to not worry about your competitor.
4, Beth. Bullseye,
But you
Hannah.
just need to keep that mindset that the Magic Man's talked about all season long. You know, just focus on that board.
Another bullseye from Hannah Brussel, her 3rd of the match. She's got a commanding lead, looking to put a bow on this one here.
Axe getting away from her a little bit there. But for Beth Jen, yeah, she just has to
4
keep
and
staying
4.
with this positive progression that she's had. So, you know, she has made very little mistakes here in this matchup. She might not come
All
away
right,
with the W. She
10th
might be going down to the B
Hannah's up
bracket,
by
Joey,
8.
but she has put up some consistent numbers and something to really build on for the rest of the tournament here.
Yeah, no shame in this round at all from Beth Jen. Happy Feet has just been
Just pouring it on.
really good.
Axe getting away from Beth there a little bit,
3,
but
Beth.
looks like that could possibly be a bullseye there,
5,
Joey.
Hannah.
So she just missed the bullseye,
Wow.
but it's still a round of 50 for Hannah Brussel,
All right,
our
good game.
highest
It was
round yet
40
here
to
in the
50,
postseason.
Hannah.
Hannah Brussel gets the win, 50-40.
Wow, just a great job. You know, no 3s in Hannah's game here. She improves her record to 15-14. 3 bullseyes, a chance at a unicorn on the 5th throw there. Unable to capitalize on the unicorn, Joey, but a round of 50 is a great score. Definitely going to take you far in this tournament. And Beth is going to go down to the B bracket. She's going to work her way back up, but only the couple 3s to kind of bookend her score there, but a nice round of 40 and definitely a competitor to look out for.
Yeah, Hannah Brussel has to be thrilled with the way she's throwing the axe here in the postseason. Sometimes you get here and you don't know if those nerves will get to you. Obviously not getting to Hannah Brussel. Here's Beth Jen on her start to the postseason against Hannah Brussel.
Well, yeah, I mean, I lost that first one, but Hannah threw really well. So I still had a 40, which I'm very happy with. Kind of like my goal now is to not be below 40. So even though I lost, you know, still having a 40, that was pretty good for me. And she threw lights out. So I think she had 3 or 4 bullseyes. So super happy to lose to a good performance and not, you know, lose to a bad performance or even win to a bad performance. Like, it still makes it really fun, really competitive. So I think just going into the next round, trying to get a little more accurate and try to be a little more consistent. I had a couple 3s, so that didn't really help. But if I can kind of dial it in and keep it consistent, I think I'll have a good shot of at least winning one today.
Best of luck to Beth Jen the rest of the way. We're going to throw it down now to Eric Schizzle for his prediction for this tournament.
I'm winning. That's what's happening. I'm going to win. Everybody else, they're going to kind of win a little too, but I'm going to win more. That belt's mine. That's all there is to it.
Well, he's not lacking in confidence, is he, Bob?
He's not lacking in confidence. Eric wants that belt, and he's a past champion, Joey, so we can't count him out.
Brandon Feenstra. After a win over Nancy Kramer, he's going to take on Eric the Scope Schizzle, the former champion. We'll see if he's throwing with the left hand, and indeed he is.
He's going to be throwing with the left hand. We are into the second bracket here, or second round bracket of the A bracket, Joey. So one of these players will go down to the B bracket. One will advance on and continue. So a nice start there by Eric, throwing a 6. Brandon with a nice impressive round of 45 in his first matchup. So he's loose, ready to go, and could be very dangerous.
Nice start here for the Scope. And a nice throw there from Feenstra.
Ooh.
Great throw from
Bullseye, Eric.
Schizzle as well. Back-to-back bullseyes from Schizzle.
Ooh, so a very close call there by Jenny. It was not a bullseye there for Brandon, so a 2-point lead for Eric. I thought they traded bullseyes there on that last throw, Joey. But again, Eric's just, I mean, we've talked about it a number of times in this league, Joey, but the transition to his left hand has just been remarkable, you know.
Yeah, he injured the right hand, his favored hand, a couple of seasons ago. Tried to throw with the right hand early on in the season, and it was just too soon for him to go back to it. Went back to the left hand, and he's playing remarkably well with his left hand, and he's expecting to win a championship.
Yeah, he wants that belt, and he got a first-round bye with the positioning at the league, and just another nice bullseye there.
4, Brandon.
Wow, Eric the Scope Shizzle is dialed in. He was
All
talking
right,
the
and this is your
talk, and
5th
he's
row.
walking the
Eric's
walk
up by
thus
4
far
points.
here.
Yeah, you can just see the concentration, the focus on both competitors, but Eric just has a burning fire behind his eye right now.
3 bullseyes in his first 4 throws to go along with a 5.
It's a nice throw there by Brandon, though. Nice 5.
Brandon, 4, Eric.
Able to take up a point, though, on the scope. So it's still a game. So, I mean, there's plenty of throws left here, Joey. It's only a 3-point game going into the turn. So Brandon, he's done a great job of eliminating the fours from his game in this particular matchup here, Joey.
And the scope's got a very focused look on his
Yeah,
face
he's
right now. You
determined.
can tell he's just all business.
Yep, this is not his first rodeo, and he's well aware of what's at stake. And Brandon with another nice job of chipping away at this lead. Now it's a 2-point game. We got just really focus on that board. Keep throwing those consistent fives.
One thing noticeably missing from the scope's corner right
For
now,
Brandon, for
Taylor
Eric.
Swift.
Is T-Swift, yeah. So I don't know if he's going to be saving that for later matchups if he has them, but it doesn't seem to be hurting him right now here, Joey.
Not one bit. But it's down to a 2-point game now. So Feenstra within striking distance.
Yep, a nice throw there. It looks like a 5 there.
5 Brandon, 5 Eric.
So
The scope didn't miss a bullseye by much there.
Nope, but a nice job there of both competitors throwing a 5 very close to a bullseye. But Brandon, he's within striking distance. He's got to find that bullseye. And he's just so close. Looks like that could be a dangerous 4 there.
4 Brandon, 5 Eric.
And I want to get a closer look a little bit to that, Joey. I mean, it might be popping through on that left-hand side, excuse
10th
me.
throw, Eric's up by 3.
So a 3-point lead for Eric the Scope Shizzle. It looks like Feenstra might have been contemplating the kill shot. We'll see what he decides to do here.
Well, he's thinking about it, but again, with if Brandon hits the bullseye and Eric hits a 4, then that game goes into
4 Brandon,
overtime.
5
But
Eric.
just Axe getting away from Brandon there a
46
little
to
bit,
50.
and
Eric won.
Eric with a nice 5 for a round of 50.
So Eric the Scope Shizzle, the victor over Brandon Feenstra, 50-46.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon probably throwing one of his best games of the season so far, putting up around a 46. No 3s in his matchup, only 4 4s, so something that's kind of been plaguing him throughout the season. He's eliminated in this matchup. Unfortunately, he doesn't come up with a victory. Eric was just an incredibly incredible showing here of 50. He'll continue on to the A bracket. Brandon will fall to the B bracket and have to fight for his life.
Yeah, Eric Shizzle was incredibly confident, and it showed here. He's playing at a very high level and looking like someone determined to go out there and win that belt. We've got much more Battle Axe still to come here on MC22. Stay tuned for more Battle Axe. Welcome back to Postseason Battle Axe. As always, at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa, I'm Joey Danya, alongside Bobby the Blade Bradford. We've had an exciting start to the tournament, and we're still just getting started. We've got a lot more action still to come before we crown a champion. Let's take a look at the updated A bracket. Matt Bradshaw advancing. So does Eric Shizzle. What a matchup there in the A bracket. Elsewhere, it's Casey Nines. He'll take on Stephanie Prine. Cody Yoakum will take on Hannah Brussel.
Yeah, we had a lot of great matchups here so far. Joey Everett's going to be going down to the B bracket, as well as Brandon Feenstra. And our next matchup of Casey Nines and Stephanie Prime. The winner will advance, the loser goes down.
Well, let's throw it down to Casey Nines for his thoughts on preparing for this tournament.
I'm just waiting to start my first game. I haven't played any yet. I'm pretty excited. It's tournament night, which is always a fun night. It's shaping up to be pretty tough out there, so I hope I do well. I've been practicing. I'm using a new axe tonight, so we'll see how that turns out. Some new ones came out, and Eric had them here, so we were testing them, and I was like, oh, I'm throwing pretty well with this, so what's the worst that could happen? Maybe it'll do me some good in this. I hope so.
Well, a new axe just in time for the postseason. Interesting move here by Casey Nines.
Very bold move for Casey. Aggressive move. We'll see if it pays off here in his first matchup. Casey Laser Wolf Nines taking on Stephanie Prime.
Casey Laser Wolf Nines has been so close to that championship before, but always comes up just a little short. We'll see if he can win the belt and his first title.
Yeah, so I go back to the decision for Casey to start throwing with a new
for
axe
Casey.
during the tournament. Very aggressive, bold move. That axe must be feeling really good in his hands for him to make that kind of decision.
Well, a couple of 4s to start this one for Nines and Prine.
Well, and as we saw with the matchup between Eric and Brandon, Stephanie's got a match under her belt, Joey. So she's all warmed up, ready to go. She's got that one already taken care of. So she could come in and surprise Casey a little bit here.
Yeah, she put up a round of 46 in her win over Gina Feenstra.
It's close.
And we'll see. Jenny's going to get a closer look to see if this one's a 5, and it is.
So very close. Fortunate for Casey that was ruled a 4 or a 5 instead of a 4. So very close with that new axe. But 9-9 going into the third throw. Both competitors just focusing on that 4, 5, and 6 ring.
Well, there's a good throw from Laser Wolf. Looks like a 5.
4 Casey.
Ooh, but he just missed the
All
5.
right,
So
guys.
it's a 4 for Nines and Prine. It's still tied, 13 all.
There you go. So if you're Stephanie, you're in a great position right now. You're all tied up. You don't have a deficit. You do want to start building a lead here. Nice throw there by Casey. It could be
5 Stephanie. Bullseye Casey.
ooh. So an interesting
All right, fifth
ruling
row,
there.
Casey's up by 1.
Casey sneaking in that bullseye to take a 1-point lead going into the fifth throw.
First bullseye of the match. Nines leading 19-18 after 4 throws.
Looks like a 5 there for Casey, and looks like that could be a bullseye. We've got to take a look at the top
Casey?
part of that axe there. Ooh, it's so close, and it is ruled a bullseye.
Cute.
So we are all tied up at 24 after the first half of this one.
Well, you can see there, Joey, from that action cam, just how close that was. I mean, I thought I saw a little bit of wood popping through, but Jenny getting a look up close, saw that red popping through on both sides,
5
and
Casey.
just devastating result there for
3
Stephanie. Wow.
So just like that, Casey Nines takes a 2-point lead.
Well, so something we haven't seen from Stephanie in quite a while. So the axe getting away from her a little bit there, throwing a 3. Has that short memory, though. Casey with a nice throw. That looks like a 5 there.
5 Stephanie.
Well, a nice response from Stephanie Prine.
Just getting a look. Again, Joey, that axe just has to pop through on both sides of that red. So if Jenny can see red on both sides, she'll call that bullseye. But initially called a 5. Casey getting a closer look at it.
Yeah.
Looks like he agrees with the call.
It's 34-32 Nines. 3 throws to go. Both of these players would love to stay in that A bracket. There's just a different feel when you're playing in the A bracket.
Well, you have a loss to give, basically. So you're not your back's not fully up against the wall yet. Again, a 4 there for Stephanie. So it's a 3-point lead. It is still manageable, even with 2 throws to go. We've seen the axe get away from Casey from time to time this season, but man, and he knew it there. That was a great
5
throw.
Casey, 4 Stephanie.
So Casey Nines leading by
All right,
4.
10th throw,
1 throw to
Casey's
go.
up by
Will
4.
Prine go for a kill shot?
That's what I was just wondering too, Joey. She's down by 4. The chances of Casey throwing a 4 are fairly good. Looks like she's not electing to do it, but Casey with just a beautiful bullseye.
Casey, 4 Stephanie.
Well, Casey Nines said he liked the way the
All right,
new axe was
44.
working, and it worked well for him here.
44
He gets the
Stephanie,
win,
50
50-44.
It looks like the change in axe actually worked out in Casey's favor, throwing up around a 50. Only a couple bullseyes there, but nice consistent 5s throughout the match. And Stephanie, it's just that 1 throw on her 6th throw with the 3 that kind of let Casey kind of take a control of this matchup, Joey, and really never looked back. But Stephanie will go down to the B bracket, and Casey will continue on in the A bracket, but both competitors still alive.
A very nice start to this postseason for Casey Laserwolf Nines, throwing with a new axe, and it's working very well for him. He improves to 25-4 on the season as he looks to win his first Battle Axe Championship. Next matchup, Hannah Happy Feet Russell taking on Cody Yoakum. Great matchup here in our A bracket.
Absolutely. This is where the Titans start meeting here. So Hannah going up against Cody. Hannah coming in at 15-14. A match under her belt. Cody had a first-round bye. Cody coming in at 21-7. Donning a kilt tonight, Joey.
Cody the Kilt Man.
Cody the Kilt.
I love it.
All right,
I think he's got his nickname.
There we go.
So
We've
a
been
nice,
searching all this time.
nice start for Hannah Happy Feet Russell with another bullseye here after she put up several bullseyes in her opening round victory.
Yeah, and as we've seen with Cody throughout this season, he's just a very consistent player, can throw up some real serious numbers.
5 Hannah, 4 Cody.
Axe getting away from him a little bit there, throwing a 4 on a 2nd throw. So Hannah with a nice 2-point lead going into the 3rd throw. But Cody throws up some really nice scores, but really I'd like to see him become more of the aggressor in his matchups, put the pedal to the metal and just really take his game to that next level. Looks like that's a bullseye there. I think I saw it on the right-hand side popping through that axe.
Bullseye, Cody.
And you wonder how much of an advantage or disadvantage it can be having that first victory under your belt, whereas here the Kilt, this is his first matchup here in the postseason.
Well, Joey, it's just like any other competition. If you have a chance, we see it all the time in March Madness and college basketball. If you get those play-in teams that have already had a game under their belt, they can come in with the momentum that can kind of catch, a better team or better player off guard a little bit. So I don't think we've seen necessarily signs of that so far in this matchup, but it's definitely possible. Looks like a 4 there for Hannah, and it looks like a 4 there for Cody as well. So we are all tied up, Joey, 23-23 going into the turn. If you're Hannah Happy Feet Brussels, you have to be really happy with this position to be in. And for Cody, he's just got to focus in on that 5 and 6 ring that he's been so accustomed to.
Yeah, we figured this one would be a good one.
Yeah,
and
we
so
knew this would be
far,
close.
it's been a dandy.
Yeah.
27 all with 4 throws to go.
So both players getting in that 4 rut. So we have 3 consecutive 4s from both players, challenging our record here that we have, set by Beth and Hannah in an earlier matchup. 6 4s thrown consecutively. Looks like they might be challenging it here, Joey.
4 consecutive 4s from Brussels and Joachim. Neither player can separate themselves. You can feel the tension in the air.
You can see Cody, he knows he's got to start pulling away, but he's running out of the throws to start pulling away. So Hannah looks like that could be a 4. And
Hannah,
Cody
5
finally breaks the streak. He throws a 5 there, not too far out from a bullseye.
So the Kilt takes a 1-point lead with 2 throws to go.
Okay, so it's important here for Hannah just to focus on that board. She's in a little bit of a 4 rut. Looks like that's a 5 there initially. Ooh, actually, no, Joey.
How about that? It's a bullseye for Hannah Happy Feet Brussels. What a throw.
Wow.
She takes a 1-point lead with 1 throw to go.
Yeah, when we saw that action cam there, you saw that it was hitting flush on that bullseye, left-hand side popping through on that blade. So just a ice in her veins throw there and another nice throw.
5 Hannah,
And
4
that's all she wrote, bud.
All right.
Well, Hannah Brussels is hot this
Wow.
postseason. She gets the win 46-44.
Wow, so she takes down the Kilt. So Cody coming in with a first round bye, throws up a round of 44. Just a little too many 4s, I'm sure, for his liking. Only the 1 bullseye and a couple 5s there. But, yeah, Hannah just continuing her hot streak here, her hot start, throwing up around a 46. Just that beautiful bullseye there on the 9th throw to really take that 1-point lead, and then ice in her veins on the 10th throw, Joey, throwing that 5 to make it a 2-point game, and Cody unable to capitalize.
Hannah Brussels playing very well here in the postseason. She had a round of 50 earlier, a round of 46 here. She's still in the A bracket. Cody dropping down to the B bracket. We've got much more postseason Battle Axe still to come here on MC22. Stay tuned for more Battle Axe. Welcome back to a postseason edition of Battle Axe. We call it Axe Madness. We're here at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa, to crown a Battle Axe champion. It's been a thrilling start to the postseason as we get set to crown a champion. Let's take a look at the updated A bracket in this double elimination postseason tournament. Matt Bradshaw, Eric Shizzle, Casey Nines, and Hannah Brussels, the only players remaining unbeaten in this postseason, Bobby.
Absolutely. So with these matchups between Matt and Eric and Casey and Hannah, 2 of those players are going to go down to the B bracket and have to work their way back up. The other 2 will advance, and they'll await the winner of the B bracket, Joey.
And speaking of the B bracket, Beth Jen looking to keep her season alive there. Here's Beth on playing in the B bracket.
I'm excited to be in the B side of the bracket. I think it's going to still be some really competitive matches, and it'll be fun to just keep going up against some different people and kind of that more head-to-head style. I think it'll just be kind of fun, so I'm looking forward to that.
Let's take a look at the updated B bracket. Haley Straight will take on Stephanie Prine. Brandon Feenstra advances past his wife, Gina Feenstra. Beth Jen getting set to take on Everett Shore, Bobby.
Yeah, so we can see here in the B bracket, Cody Yoakum upset by Haley Straight, Stephanie Prine knocking out Nancy Kramer, and Gina Feenstra falling to Brandon Feenstra. So it is do or die here in the B bracket, Joey, and this is where it all gets real.
Well, it's about to get real because it's win or go home here in the B bracket, and we've got a B bracket matchup to bring you right now. Everett Shore will take on Beth Jen.
Yeah, so Mr. Kill is going to be taking on Beth Jen.
You guys are good.
So both players have the one loss. It's loser goes home, winner advances, so it is do or die, Joey. And I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's nice to get a look here at Everett Shore in the postseason. We talked a lot in the regular season about how he'd be a fun player to watch in the postseason because he goes for kill shots so often.
Yeah, he's very used to going for the kill shot. Beth, of course, fell to Hannah Brussel in the A bracket, putting up a nice round.
4-4.
Both players stuck in a little bit of a 4 right here, all tied up 8-8 going into the third throw. But yeah, Joey, as we've said before in episodes past, Everett just getting so used to that kill shot in regular gameplay. It's definitely a dangerous component of his game.
4, Beth.
So nothing but 4s from Shore and Jen. It's 12 all after 3 throws.
Yeah, so both players done a really good job. Both new players to the Hatchet League, Joey. They've done a really good job of eliminating their drops, eliminating the 2s and 3s from their game, and just putting up nice, consistent scores and progressing positively throughout the season.
4, Beth.
4 4s from Jen
All
and
right,
Shore,
fifth throw,
16
and you're tied
all.
at
That makes me think of the Hannah and Beth Jen game that we had earlier in the season, Joey, where we have 6 consecutive 4s between the two players. Oh,
Ooh.
5,
Well,
Beth.
that is
Drop Everett.
a heartbreaking throw for Everett Shore.
wow.
It's a drop, and it's now a 5-point lead for Beth Jen after she throws a 5.
So nice job by Beth to throw a 5 there. Just something we haven't seen out of either
Wow.
player. And what is going on here? The pressure of the B bracket, Joey, really kind of shining through here. Both players just have to do a good job of forgetting about those last couple throws, focusing on that board, remembering what got them here.
Well, there's a great throw from Everett Shore. He needed that.
He did.
He's within 3 now with 3 throws to go.
Yeah, so if you're Everett in this situation, you've had 2 consecutive drops. You just threw a bullseye. You're only down by 3. I mean, you got to count your lucky stars on that one and know that you're still in this thing.
Bullseye, Beth.
But just a great throw there by Beth, though. Could be a bullseye there for Everett popping through on that right-hand side. And it is.
Back-to-back bullseyes from Everett Shore.
That's how crazy Battle Axe can be, Joey. Couple of drops, back-to-back bullseyes, chance at a unicorn, only down by 3.
So Shore putting some pressure here on Beth Jen as she tries to close this one out.
4,
And
Beth.
he continues
5,
the
Everett.
pressure there, so a nice way to gain a point there. Down by 2
All
points,
right,
going into the
fifth row,
10th. We'll
Beth's up
see
by
if
2.
Mr. Kill does what he does.
Well, Mr. Kill
Is he?
looks like he's
10th row, Beth is up by.
looks like he's having a hard time making up his mind on this one.
Sorry.
I just think he needed a clarification on the score there, Joey. I think he's going for it.
Ooh.
0 and
So
then 3,
close.
Beth.
Well, an aggressive call for an aggressive player.
33 to 38.
Oh, Beth Jen staying alive. 38-33, she gets the win.
Yeah, so Everett with those drops on the 5th and 6th throw really put him behind the 8 ball here, Joey. Fortunate to be in this matchup, but nice couple throws there on the 7th and 8th throw to make it a game. Aggressive with the kill shot, as we've known him to be throughout the season. Unable to hit it. Beth with the 3, though, to take the victory 38-33. She'll continue on in the B bracket, and unfortunately for Everett, Mr. Kill, sure, his season is done.
Yeah, go figure. It's the kill shot that ends up ending Everett Shore's season. It was a fun season for Everett Shore. Here he is on the ups and downs of the season.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty up and down. You know, I can have those couple nights where, middle of the season I was right on. I had 2 kill shots in one game, and then, I had a down spot there for a couple weeks where I was just, having a couple drops, and it was just one of those nights again tonight. I was feeling good coming into the night after the last couple weeks, feeling pretty good, get my average back up where I wanted it to be, and, just had those couple drops tonight. And just something you got to deal with. You got to try to put it out into your mind for that, move on to the next season.
All the best to Everett Shore next season. Matt Bradshaw is set to take on Eric Schizzle. Here's the Magic Man on going up against the former champion.
I just got to take him shot for shot. I know he's going to be able to hit bullseyes consistently, so I got to get into the routine. If I can get into the zone quickly and start getting a run of 3 or 4 bulls, put the pressure on him, then that's where I want to try and go.
Well, what a treat we have here in the A bracket. Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, Eric the Scope Schizzle, 2 former champions going head-to-head.
Winner advances. The loser goes to the B bracket, has to work their way back. But, Joey, it goes without saying, this can be a great matchup.
Yeah, this is one of those moments in the show where no doubt the ratings are going to be...
Through the roof.
Yeah.
Through the roof.
Look at those pants by the Magic Man. Are those Magic Man pants?
This is part of the reason why the ratings are going through the roof, Joey, is because Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw has he's really stepped up his fashion game, if you can believe it. He has Magic Man pants now.
Wow. Well, the Magic Man starts his postseason matchup with Eric Schizzle with a bullseye.
And if you're wondering where you can get those, we are too. We don't know where Matt got those pants, but man, that's an intimidation move right there if I've ever seen one.
But the scope is dialed in.
Yeah, as we saw in Eric's first matchup, I mean, he is locked in. He's dialed in. That's a great bullseye there by the scope. So he ends up taking a 1-point lead after 2 throws. So he's got that laser championship focus ready to go.
Yeah, these are guys that will be unrattled by any moment.
Correct. Yeah, the consistency in both their throws. We've talked about it before. Matt just eliminating motion from his movement or from his throw as much as humanly possible. Looks like a nice bullseye there. And it looks like Eric's going to get actually Eric's going to challenge Matt's ruling here. So it is ruled a 5 after Eric got a little closer look. It is something a player can do. They can challenge the scoring of another player.
Well, a very good challenge by Eric the Scope Schizzle, and it makes it a tied game, 15-all after 3 throws.
Well, he knows every point matters. See, he's not if he sees some wood popping through on that 5 ring instead of that bullseye, that could be the difference between a win and a loss here, Joey.
So a couple of bullseyes from Schizzle and Bradshaw. The crowd is going wild here at the Bustin Axe.
Yeah, everyone's in attendance here, just watching this tremendous matchup. So all tied up going into the 5th throw, 21-21. Both players very deliberate in their throws. They take a lot of time to focus, maintain that muscle memory.
5 Eric, 4
Ooh. And Matt getting a little bit of that 4 bug a little bit. I mean, not like other competitors that we've seen, but kind of missing that 5 ring just a little bit to start off the matchup.
So they'll switch sides, get set to go here for the second half.
Nice throw there by Eric. It looks like a 5 could possibly be popping through on the right-hand side there. Nice flush bullseye there for Matt.
Bullseye Matt, 5 Eric.
So Matt Bradshaw with his 3rd bullseye of the match. It's 31-all with 4 throws to go. Bradshaw has yet to lose this season, but he's getting all he can handle from Eric the Scope.
Yeah, going into the 7th throw, all tied up. Eric, he's got to be comfortable with this position. He just has to keep focusing on that board, not worrying about who he's playing. Actually, you can see him there just kind of taking a breath, kind of like a golfer would do if they set up and don't feel right about their approach. Nice throw there.
5 Matt, 5 Eric.
It's just all about maintaining those nerves, Joey. You don't want to force a throw. You want to be very comfortable with your process. And as you can see, there's just a hush in the crowd.
Eric the Scope Schizzle giving Matt the Magic Man his biggest test this season, and he's doing it with his left hand.
There's always a thing Eric has in his back pocket. If he loses to anybody, he says, okay, well, throw with the other hand and let me see how it goes. But nice bullseye there by Eric the Scope.
5 Matt.
And Matt just off the mark there, so Eric takes a 1-point lead with 2 throws to go, Joey. What more could you ask for from Axe Madness?
We knew this one was going to be a dandy, and it's been, without a doubt, the best matchup this postseason.
Absolutely. And you can just, again, the hush of the crowd. Everyone is focusing on each throw. Nice throw there by Matt. Looks like that could be a bullseye. It looks like that's a bullseye there for Eric as well.
5 Matt.
It's ruled a 5 there for Matt, so
This is a
bullseye.
crucial
Wow.
ruling. And wow, look at the pumping of the fist by Shizzle.
wow. Both
What
players
a
know exactly how important this ruling is, so they're going to get a closer look at it. Eric, of course, is going to take his bullseye. So we're going to get a second
Casey
eyes on this
Laser
here.
Wolf Nines will get a look at it as well. This is just a crucial ruling. Matt Bradshaw needs a bullseye to stay within 1
Within
point.
1, exactly. I mean, that's the difference of it. You're counting on your opponent to throw a 4,
5 Matt.
and so it's upheld. It is ruled a
Alright.
5.
5
So
Matt.
it's a 2-point game going into the 10th throw. So Matt's counting
Alright.
on Eric to throw a
10th
4
throw,
here.
Eric's
He's got to
got
hit a
19.
bullseye.
Eric has thrown
No
just
shots,
1-4 this entire matchup.
And I believe we just saw Matt
So-
call for the kill shot. So I think he's not even going to mess around with Eric making a mistake. He's going to try to take this thing home the kill shot way.
I like the decision. You look, I mean, it's just been 1-4 in the first 9 throws from Shizzle.
And you can see the pressure getting to Eric a little bit. Yeah, he knows he can hit it. He knows that Magic Man can hit that kill shot.
Yeah, so if Shizzle can get a bullseye, he puts himself at least in position where the worst case scenario is you're going to sudden death.
Yeah. Yeah, so the tension is ratcheted up here in the Thunderdome here. So
Looks like
Eric
it's a 5.
looks like a 5. Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, Matt the
Wow.
Magic Man going for the win. Comes up short. Eric Shizzle takes down the Magic Man 53-46.
Yeah. Wow, and you can see
Score for the day.
you can see the tension being relieved here, everyone in the crowd going a little crazy, but 53-46, Eric the Scope Shizzle takes down Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, giving Matt his first loss of the season. Matt will go down to the B bracket, but again, aggressive move. I agree with you, Joey. I like the call. You got to go for the kill shot on that 10th throw, at least to force sudden death overtime where you have to go for the kill again. But man, what can you say about Eric the Scope Shizzle, man? I mean, 1-4 in his matchup. Everything else was 5s and 6s. Never let Matt back in this game. Stayed with him pace for pace. Matt with that devastating 4, it looks like on that 5th throw, kind of let Eric in this game.
Yeah, in his pre-tournament interview, the Scope was talking about he's going to win this thing, and he's backing it up so far. We'll be right back with much more postseason Battle Axe. Stay tuned here on MC22. Welcome back to Axe Madness. It's postseason Battle Axe here on MC22. I'm Joey Danya alongside Bobby Bradford, bringing you all of today's action as we crown a champion in this double elimination postseason tournament, Bobby.
It's been a tremendous tournament so far, Joey. A lot of great matchups so far. A lot of great matchups to come. People working their way back up to the B bracket. People still fighting for their lives here in the A bracket. And should be great.
Yeah, just 3 players remaining in the A bracket. 2 of them are going head-to-head now. Casey Laser Wolf Nines against Hannah Happy Feet Russell.
Yeah, brother-sister matchup. Hannah Happy Feet Brussels coming in at 16 and 14. Casey Laser with 9s coming in at 25 and 4. The loser goes down to the B bracket. The winner advances in the A bracket and will face a surprising competitor, Eric the Scope Shizzle. So nice start there by Casey Laser with 9s, throwing that bullseye, getting those 4s out of his system early. But again, Hannah, what can we say? She's just had a tremendous tournament here so far, Joey.
Yeah, she's playing incredibly well, and she's looking to keep it going
Casey for
and be one of the final 2 players here in the A bracket. She would advance to take on Eric the Scope Shizzle, who just took down Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw.
Yeah, so it's almost an extra advantage or incentive to stay in the A bracket here, Joey, because if you go down to the B bracket, you're probably going to be running into Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw. You'd almost rather, face somebody like Eric the Scope or Casey or Hannah. Like, you don't really want to have to go down and, face a competitor that's backs up against the wall already.
Yeah, you never want to run into the Magic Man in a postseason, especially not in the B bracket.
Exactly.
After his first loss of the season, the Magic Man is going to be dialed in.
Turn it on and, just watch the wake. So a couple fives there on their fourth throw. It's a 4-point game going into the fifth throw. So Casey throwing together a nice matchup so far. Hannah getting a little bit of a rut of those fours to start the matchup, but turning it around quickly. Looks like Casey with the 4 there, and so close there for Hannah. She's gets so close to that bullseye there sometimes, Joey.
She does gain a point, though, on Casey Nines.
Yep.
But, yeah, she could certainly use a couple of bullseyes here in the second half to stay alive in the A bracket.
So it looks like a 5. That could possibly be a 6 there for Casey if we could look at the bottom part of that blade. And it is ruled a bullseye there. So a turn of events there for Casey in his favor. 32-27 score going into the 7th throw. Hannah's just got to focus up. She doesn't have to worry about what her competitor's doing. She's got to put positive points on the board.
Laser Wolf throwing with a new axe this postseason.
Yes.
And it's been working well. He's one of just 3 players left in the A bracket. Hannah Brussel with her first bullseye of this postseason matchup against Nines, and what a time for it.
What a time for it. And now she's just got to keep piling on. She can't get stuck in that rut. Casey with a nice response there. Looks like a bullseye.
Bullseye, Casey.
Oh, and that axe getting away from Hannah there, so she just gives those points right back to Casey.
5-point lead for Laser Wolf over Happy Feet with 2 throws to go.
So you can see Hannah just kind of keeping things light. Just focus on that 5 and 6 ring. A little favor there from Casey. Looks like a 4 there for Casey, and it looks like a bullseye there for Hannah. And it is ruled a bullseye.
All right, last
All right,
throw.
Joey.
Casey's
Well,
up
she
by
gets
3.
herself within striking distance. It's a 3-point advantage for Nines over Brussel. 1 throw to go.
Does she think about it? Does she think?
It looks like she's going to do it.
Looks like she's doing it.
She's going for the kill shot.
It makes sense. You're down by 3. Casey's throwing some consistent 5s. Only a couple 6s there on the board for him. So it's a situation where if you do your job, there's a good chance that he's going to throw a 5 here. And he does throw a 5, so it is.
So a kill shot would force sudden death. Hannah Brussel looking to keep her A bracket alive.
Oh!
Ooh!
Wow. So close.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
close. That would have tied you guys.
Wow.
Wow.
So what a
43 to
matchup.
51. That was
What a
really good.
finish.
Just like
between
those
Brussel
bullseyes,
and
she was
Nines.
so close, so close. Wow.
Battle Axe just a game of centimeters, and Casey Nines gets the win, 51-43.
Wow. So Hannah just missing that kill shot by the slimmest of margins. Only a couple 6s there for her on her match, and then but a great job of being aggressive on that 10th throw, going for that kill shot. She put herself in position to at least tie this game, send it to sudden death. But Casey advances to in the A bracket, goes to 26-4, 4 6s in his matchup with a nice score of 51. So it looks like that axe is working out for him.
Yeah, no doubt. We've got Casey Nines here advancing to the final 2 in the A bracket. He does it with a new axe, and you've
Right.
got Eric Shizzle advancing
With his
all
left
the
hand.
way through the A bracket in his left hand. Impressive stuff from Shizzle and Nines. Let's take a look at the updated B bracket now. Matt Bradshaw is going to take on Stephanie Prine. Hannah Brussel will await the winner of Brandon Feenstra and Beth Jed.
Yeah, so we've had some players being knocked out here. So Haley Strait ends her season, but a nice run for her in this winter league. Beth Jen advancing over Everett Shore, going to face Brandon Feenstra, and the winner will take on Hannah Brussel. So it should be an exciting B bracket here, Joey.
Well, let's bring you a little more action from the B bracket now. It's win or go home for all but 2 of these competitors here on Battle Axe. Beth Jen ready to take on Brandon Feenstra.
All right, so Beth Jen coming in at 6-24, Brandon at 16-14. Both players with 1 loss in the tournament so far.
4 Brandon, 3 Beth.
So it's they're feeling the pressure here, Joey. Their backs are up against the wall. Beth with a 3 to start, Brandon with a 4. Not the best start for Beth, but a lot of throws left here, Joey.
Yeah, not a lot of damage done either. Just a
Correct.
4 from Feenstra, so it's just a 1-point game.
Yeah, it's one thing too I've noticed with Beth's throw. She's got a really nice release point with her throw. When she really gets locked in, Joey, it's a nice smooth motion. She's obviously, I think, been taking some pointers from Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw. Little motion, very minimal motion in her throw.
Yeah, if there's anybody you'd like to take pointers from in this
4-4.
league,
Correct, yeah.
it would be the Magic Man.
Well, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. But along the way, you might as well learn from the best as well, too, Joey. So it looks like we're getting a little ruling here. It looked like a 4 popping through. You just got to see that bottom part of that blade, Joey. If it's popping through on both sides of that. But it's not, so it is. The ruling is upheld. It is a 4, so 11-12. Brandon with a 1-point lead going into the 4th throw. Both players have been known to get stuck in a little bit of a 4 rut, as we've seen in the past, Joey.
Looks like a couple of 4s here as well. That's 4 straight 4s from Feenstra, 3 in a row from Jen.
Yep, and it's one of those natural progressions that we talked about. You know, like when you first start off, you want the axe to hit in the board, Joey. Then you want to start eliminating the 2s and 3s, and you want to be consistent in the 4, 5, and 6 ring. But then taking that next step, you really want to eliminate those 4s from your game. So when you see, you know, someone like Matt throw, those 4s are considered mistakes. So they're kind of living in that world a little bit. You can see 4 consecutive 4s by both players, but they're doing a really good job progressing and honing in on that 5 and 6 ring, as is evidence right there.
Bullseye and bullseye.
So they switch sides and start the second half with a couple of bullseyes. Still a 1-point lead for Feenstra with 4 throws to go.
Yep, and it's all maintaining that muscle memory there. So both players just did a great job of throwing a couple bullseyes. It looks like Brandon might be popping through on the 5 ring there. And he is, so he takes a 2-point lead going into the 8th throw. So Beth's got some work to do. But a great matchup so far here, Joey.
Winner go home between Brandon Feenstra and Beth Chen, who's come a long way this season.
Absolutely, and that looks like, I'm going to want to see the right-hand side of that blade, Joey. It could be a bullseye. It is ruled a 5.
Well, that was a favorable ruling for Beth Chen. She needed it. She gets within 1 now, just 2 throws to go.
So it's interesting too, Joey, with the you know, just the mindset of being in the tournament for the first time. Brandon, of course, has been in a tournament before. This is the first tournament for Beth, so I wonder how the nerves are playing out with everyone, and I want to see the bottom part of that axe as well. And it is ruled a bullseye, so nerves of steel. We got a tie game going into the 10th throw.
Well, it doesn't get any better than this. The season is on the line here on this throw for Brandon Feenstra and Beth Jen.
Yeah, the intense focus there. It looks like a 4, and it looks like Beth is going to come away with the victory.
Wow, Beth Jen with ice in her veins, back-to-back bullseyes to take down Brandon Feenstra and keep her season alive.
What a tremendous finish there for Beth Jen. So you see the from the turn, Joey, she had 3 6s, 1 5, and 1 4, eliminating that 3 that she started off the game with for an impressive comeback victory. We've talked about it before, not the position you want to be in to have to come back or rely on your opponent to make a mistake. But, wow, just a great job for her to have those great throws towards the end of the matchup. And Brandon, of course, got a little bit too much stuck in that 4 rut. And, unfortunately, his season is over.
Congrats to Brandon on a great season. Best of luck to Beth Jen the rest of the way this postseason. This shows you what can happen if you just hang around in a match.
Yep, absolutely. This is the exciting part of the B bracket, the exciting part of Axe Madness.
We are getting closer and closer to crowning a Battle Axe champion. Much more postseason Battle Axe coming up on MC22. Welcome back to Postseason Battle Axe. We're here to crown a champion at the Bustin Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa. I'm Joey Danya, alongside Bobby Bradford, to bring you all of the action.
Man, Joey, it has been an exciting Week 8 tournament here so far. Really excited to see how everything's going to be playing out, but just some tremendous matches so far.
Yeah, thrilling matchups and some surprises along the way as well. Here's an updated look at the A bracket. Eric Schizzle took down Matt Bradshaw, handing Bradshaw his first loss of the season. He advances to our final matchup here in the A bracket to take on Casey Nines.
Yeah, so Eric and Casey will take on each other. The winner will sit there at the top of the A bracket awaiting for the B bracket to play out. Once the B bracket has played out, Joey, there will be a best of 3 competition or the first player with 2 losses.
All right, time for our final matchup here in the A bracket. The winner is moving on to the championship. Casey Laserwolf Nines against Eric the Scope Shizzle. Nines looking for his first Battle Axe championship. Shizzle looking to become the first two-time Battle Axe champion.
Absolutely. So both players have been throwing really well, kind of honing in their game. Looks like a 5 there for Casey. It could be close to a 4 there for Eric. He's going to see if it's popping through in that 5 ring, and it is ruled a 5. So a favorable ruling there for Eric. He's going to need a closer look at it, but one of those things that, it's a game of centimeters, right, Joey? So it doesn't take much. It just has to pop through a little bit. But we're all tied up going into the second throw.
Well, Casey Nines has been incredible this season, and he switched up to a new axe here for the postseason. A surprising move, but it's working out so far.
Yeah, all we can really say, Joey, is that it must have been feeling really good going into that practice time. Like he must have really enjoyed the feel of that axe, liked how it was hitting the board. It definitely hasn't stopped him from progressing in the A bracket, as we've seen him do before, and that was a nice throw there. Looks like it could be a 5. And that looks... We're going to have to get up close and personal look here, Joey, at that one for Eric the Scope. It looks like that could possibly be a bullseye.
4, Casey.
So a devastating 4 there for Casey, and it's ruled a 5 there for Eric. So
the Scope takes a 1-point lead over Casey Nines after 3 throws.
Well, these are all the things. This goes back to the interesting decision that Casey made to throw with a new axe here in the tournament. You're getting used to the axe, right? So you're getting used to how it hits in the board. You're getting used to, maybe that little sliver that was giving you a 5 last time is now hitting part of that black 4 ring, so it makes it a 4 instead of a 5. These are all the little things you're kind of figuring out in intense game time pressure. So it's a bold move, Cotton.
We'll see if the gamble pays off for Casey Nines with what would be his first Battle Axe championship. He's played in the championship before, came up just short.
Well, and I've noticed this with Casey throughout the season here, Joey, is that he's not wasting any time getting up there. You see, Eric and Matt a little more deliberate when they get up there to the line. They really want to make sure they're in the right mindset to throw. Casey's not wasting any time getting up there. He's just kind of locking in on the bullseye, throwing, and that's a change from seasons past.
Very deliberate and very efficient. Eric the Scope wraps up the first half with the first bullseye of the matchup.
Yeah, nice bullseye there for Eric to go into the turn, and a nice one to start off the turn as well. So taking a commanding 3-point lead here going into the 7th throw.
Shot at a unicorn here on his 7th throw, and boy, would that be big.
Something we haven't seen yet, Joey, in the tournament. We have not seen a unicorn, so they're being as elusive as ever. And it looks like a 5 there for Casey.
Yeah, you would think that those postseason unicorns are just a little harder to get than a regular season unicorn.
Well, the pressure's on, That axe is shaking a little bit. The nerves are getting to you. So it is a 1-point lead here for Eric the Scope. Casey with a nice bullseye there.
He needed that bullseye.
And he did. And it looks like that could be a 4, maybe popping through on the 5 ring on the bottom part of that blade.
5, Casey. 4, Eric.
Ooh, so a little...
So, looks like we're going to be all tied up. Jenny's going to get another look.
Looks like Eric's calling for a second opinion as well. You can see everyone waiting with bated breath here. Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw is going to come in and take an extra look here.
I called a 4 and then I said it was a 5.
So it looks like Jenny has made the change to make it a 5.
Great. Okay, great.
So it is a 5, and that makes it a 1-point lead for Eric Shizzle.
Well, as we know, Joey, that just the tension's really high here. It's the A bracket. It's going into the the final round of the A bracket. Nice throw there by Eric for a bullseye, and you can see the pump in the fist. He knows that was huge. But every point matters, So if there's a little sliver, and someone else can see it, that's what we're looking for. And it looks like Casey Lazy Wolf Knights just called for the kill shot here.
Down by 3, Casey Nines going for a kill shot, trying to stay in the A bracket.
Oh, and off the mark, too much to the right.
All right,
And
5,
Eric,
0, Casey.
with a tremendous tournament so far, will continue his incredible run. He'll await the winner of the B bracket here, Joey.
40.
Well, a magical run by Eric
43 to
Shizzle takes him
51.
all the way to the championship matchup. He takes down Casey Nines 51-43.
Yeah, that was an incredible matchup there by both competitors. Eric advancing in the A bracket, going and waiting the winner of the B bracket. Just a tremendous matchup. Only 3 6s there for Eric. No 3s, a couple 4s. But Casey forced to go for the kill shot there on the 10th throw. Kind of got, wasn't able to get those 6s like he's normally used to. Those bullseyes and stuff have kind of been elusive for him here this tournament. But really aggressive move. Wasn't off the kill shot by that much, but he'll have to fight his way back to the B bracket here, Joey.
Eric the Scope Shizzle is a buzzsaw right now. He already took out Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, handing him his first loss of the season. Now he takes down Casey Nines, 2 of the best in this league this season.
Yep, and now he's just going to await the winner of the A bracket, or the B bracket here, excuse me. So we have Hannah Brussel facing Beth Jen. That's going to be the next matchup we have, and that's going to they're going to face Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, and then, of course, Casey Laserwolf Nines will be waiting there in the wings for the winner of that matchup, Joey. So a lot of tremendous, great matchups to come.
And meanwhile, Eric Shizzle will be waiting deep in the wings to see who he'll play for a Battle Axe championship.
Yeah, he just gets to kind of sit back, relax, rest, stay loose, and wait to see how this all shakes out.
Well, time now for our next matchup here in the B bracket. Hannah Brussel against Beth Jen. The winner will take on Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw.
Yeah, so we've seen this matchup already in the A bracket, Joey. Hannah came out the victor, send Beth Jen down to the B bracket, but Beth Jen with a victory over Everett has advanced in the B bracket and has a really nice tournament so far. Both players starting off with a couple of 4s there.
Yeah, both of these ladies, I should say, have had remarkable seasons. Beth Jen for her improvement and same with Happy Feet. She's elevated her game to the best it's been, and she's been in this league since the very beginning.
And it's one of those things, too, Joey. I mean, this is a little advantage of having gone through a tournament before, or, maybe you don't know what you're getting yourself into if you haven't been through a tournament. But the general fatigue, people, when they're doing normal league, they're throwing 4 games a week, So this is, if you're advancing in this tournament, you're throwing many more than 4 games. So they're kind of getting used to the not only the pressure of the tournament itself, but throwing more matches than they probably ever have before in their life.
No doubt. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you about, Blade. When you're Eric Shizzle right now, what's the mindset? Because obviously you're playing incredibly well, but now you've got all this time off. You're just sitting there waiting to play in the championship.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a very tricky thing. You have to stay loose. You have to also not get too much caught up in your competition. You don't really want to watch your opponents just throw up really impressive scores, get in your head. I think you just kind of want to isolate yourself, maybe drink a water or two, just focus on that board and then stay in that mindset, kind of stay amped up like you have been.
So Hannah Brussel with a bullseye, the first bullseye of the match. She's got a commanding 5-point lead after the first half over Beth Jen.
Yeah, so Beth Jen getting in her little 4 right there, throwing a 3 there on her 5th throw. Nice response there, though. Looks like it is a 5. And that looks like it could be a 5 there on the bottom part of the blade there for Hannah. But it is ruled a 4, so Beth able to capitalize on it.
So Beth gains a point back from her deficit to Hannah Brussel. She's within 4 with 4 throws to go.
Yeah, but back to your question, Joey, about Eric. I in this situation, I personally wouldn't want to even be in the room. I just want to be by myself with my thoughts. Really thinking about that championship belt, maybe even staring at it.
Not a bad strategy. That's why all of these players play, is for that belt, and
keep the eye on the prize.
Maybe just a constant reminder of why you're playing would be the best thing that Eric Shizzle could do right now.
Yes, exactly. Don't want to get caught up too much in the games going on here. But so Hannah with a nice 6-point lead going into the 9th throw here. So Beth has just got to focus up. She's unfortunately in the situation of relying on Hannah to make a mistake right now, which we know, Joey, you don't want to have to do. You don't want to rely on your opponent to make a mistake.
Well, this is a spot where you would assume that Beth Jen will go for the kill shot. She's down 6 with 1 throw to go.
Yeah, I think she just did call for it. So she still does need a mistake from Hannah, even if she does hit the kill shot. But it's an aggressive move. If you're going to go out, Joey, you want to go down swinging.
All right.
Ooh. Very close.
37
Very
Beth,
close.
49.
And Hannah Brussel puts an exclamation point on this one with a bullseye. She takes down Beth Jen 49-37.
Yeah, but Beth Jen falls. Her season ends at 7-25. A score 37 there. She went for the kill shot on the 10th throw, but Hannah with a nice job, 3 sixes there in her matchup to advance in the B bracket. She'll face Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw in her next matchup. But hey, what can you say for Beth Jen? She started this league without throwing an axe. She has progressed incredibly fast and had a great tournament. Definitely someone to look out for coming next season, and just a tremendous showing.
That record is not indicative of the player we saw here today. What a season by Beth Jen. What a postseason she had. Here's Beth Jen on her run.
Yeah, my goal coming into tonight was 11th place. I just didn't want to be the first one out, and I think I ended up in 6th, so I'm very happy with that. I came into the league, not really knowing what I was doing, but joking with everyone that I was going to win the championship and win the belt. And I think I surprised some people tonight, and just with my consistency of throwing and the progression that I made this season. So I'm looking forward to next season.
Well, congrats to Beth Jen on a great season. We've got to crown a Battle Axe champion here. We're getting very close. We'll bring you much more postseason Battle Axe straight ahead. Welcome back to Battle Axe. Only 4 players remain in the quest to become a Battle Axe champion here today. I'm Joey Dania alongside Bobby the Blade Bradford. Bobby, it's almost time to crown a champion.
You can smell it in the air, Joey. We are being dangerously close here to crowning a champion, and the tensions are running really high. And let's take a look at the B bracket here to see where everyone stands.
Eric the Scope Shizzle is awaiting the winner of the B bracket in the championship matchup here in the B bracket. It's Matt Bradshaw getting set to take on Hannah Brussel. The winner will advance to take on Casey Nines, and the winner of that matchup will be in the championship to take on Shizzle.
Yeah, this is going to be some tremendous matchups no matter what the outcome of any of these games are going to be. So Hannah's got her work cut out for her. She's going to go up against the Magic Man, and should be a dandy.
Looking forward to it. Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, only 1 loss on the season, and that, of course, came to Eric Shizzle. He's looking to earn his way back for a championship matchup with Shizzle. Hannah Brussel and Matt Bradshaw. Winner go home here on Battle Axe.
Well, as you can see here, the tournament has not gotten to their playful side, so both players having some fun here before the matchup, knowing that at the end of the day, Joey, this is all just a lot of fun.
Indeed it is, but it's always more fun when you're winning.
It's always fun to win, right? Absolutely. So Hannah with a nice throw there to start off the match. It looks like a 5, and it looks like, actually, a closer look there on that action cam, looked like it could have been a bullseye, but it ruled a 5.
It's a couple 5s to start this one from Brussel and Bradshaw.
Well, I think, Joey, too, a lot of the things that a lot of competitors have to kind of work through when playing in this league. Matt is a tremendous competitor. He's an incredibly great guy. He's a great competitor to compete against, but you can't be intimidated by him. Like if you're facing him, one of the biggest things that people do is they get in their own head about it. They're facing Matt. They're focusing on that instead of focusing on the board, and it's the thing that he's reiterated multiple times. Like, don't focus on your opponent, focus on your board. And Hannah just needs to keep doing what she's been doing that's got her here to this point.
4 Hannah, 5 Matt.
Well, a 4 from Brussel and a 5 from Bradshaw, so that gives Bradshaw his first lead of the match. He wants Jenny to get a closer look at this one.
From the naked eye, Joey, I saw that looked like it could be a 6. And it's ruled a 6 there, so Matt with a 2-point lead going into the 4th throw. Hannah getting a little stuck in a little bit of a 4 rut, needs to kind of find that 6 ring that she did versus Casey and other matchups that she's had. Ooh, and
Hannah, bullseye Matt.
the axe just getting away from here, Joey, there.
Yeah, you can't make mistakes like that in the postseason, especially when you're going up against Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw.
No, wow. So that 3, something Hannah's just done a great job of eliminating from her game. Unfortunately, has popped up in the most inopportune time. Looks like a 4 there for Hannah.
Hannah, 5 Matt.
It looks like a 5 for Matt. It is ruled a 5. So close to being a 6. I think Hannah might be one of the players that gets close to hitting a bullseye, Joey, without actually hitting a bullseye. But man, Matt, if he doesn't hit that bullseye, he is razor thin close to it.
So a 6-point lead after the first half of this one for Bradshaw.
You can see the axe getting away from Hannah a little bit, and you got to wonder about fatigue, Joey. You know, Hannah's thrown a number of matches.
Yeah, she has had a great postseason run, but
that axe
she's
gets
got
heavy.
her hands full right now.
Yep, that
Indeed
axe
it
gets
does.
really heavy, Joey, and just maintaining that muscle memory is a thing that everyone has to learn how to do. It's a great throw there by Happy Feet. Looks like that's a bullseye there. And again, that's why everyone loves the Magic Man.
2 high fives there from Happy Feet and Bradshaw. First bullseye of the matchup for Brussels.
So it's
She's
7
within
points.
7.
She's within 7 points. I mean, obviously your back's up against the wall. It's win or go home. So those kill shots probably are going to be coming into play with this kind of deficit. Really just kind of relying on Matt to make a mistake here.
For Hannah.
Wow. And just the 4 that you don't want.
Well, another bullseye from Bradshaw, his 4th of the matchup. He's got a commanding 9-point lead now with 2 throws to go.
Yep, and as we kind of we thought would happen, Joey, when Matt the Magic Man goes down to the B bracket, maybe has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Maybe it doesn't like that one loss in the season, wanted that perfection. So he's throwing up some serious numbers here right now.
Okay, last
Another
throw.
bullseye from Bradshaw. This one is finished. It's all formality now.
All formality now, but it looks like they're going to
And
be
they're
going
both
up.
going to go for kill shots.
Yep, a little sportsmanship going on here.
And great practice for Bradshaw because who knows, he might need a crucial kill shot down the road here.
Yep, absolutely. So Hannah going to tie a bow on her great season here. Not that far off from the kill shot. We'll see how Matt does it here.
Ooh, looks like he got it. He
It is a
did.
thumbs up there. So, yes, he hit the kill shot. Wow.
Matt Bradshaw. What a round here. A hug for Happy Feet. She ends a great run. Matt Bradshaw staying alive.
Wow, with a round of 57. It's not a unicorn, Joey, from the 8th to the 10th throw there, but we'll have to figure out a new name for that with the double bullseye and then the kill shot. But, yeah, just a tremendous job from Matt, really rebounding from that loss to Eric, putting up a really impressive round of 57. And Hannah, of course, it was just that 3 on her 4th throw. She kind of got behind the 8 ball a little bit there, forced to go for the kill shot on the 10th throw just to kind of save face and stuff, but just putting together a bow on a really great season.
Great run from Hannah Brussel. Let's throw it down to Hannah for her thoughts on this season.
I think I did a lot better overall this season. I've worked really hard to figure out my throw and to figure out how to get to the top of the leaderboard, and I think I progressed well this season. So I'm happy. I'm happy overall.
Happy Feet, feeling happy. Great run, great postseason from Hannah Brussel. Best of luck to her in the offseason. We'll see her again next season, no doubt. Casey Nines ready now to take on the Magic Man. We're down to our final 3, and what a matchup here.
A classic matchup, something that we could probably predict we would see at some point. Maybe not down in the B bracket here, Joey, but we get the matchup nonetheless. So Matt, the Magic Man Bradshaw, going up against Casey, Laser Wolf Nines. Casey looks like a 5 there to start the match.
Bullseye Matt, 5. Casey.
And it looks like a bullseye there, and it is a bullseye for the Magic Man. So I think he's on a little bit of a warpath here, Joey.
Yeah, the Magic Man looks like a man on a mission right now. We knew he was going to play at his best here after dropping down to the B bracket, and he's been delivering thus far.
Looks like a nice throw there. It could be popping through on the left-hand side there for
Bullseye Matt.
Casey.
5 Casey.
And it is. So a generous call there for Casey. Getting that 5, Matt with a nice flush bullseye.
So that's back-to-back bullseyes, and then, of course, go back to the last game. He ended it with the kill shot, and
True.
then 2 bullseyes before that. Matt Bradshaw is dialed in right now.
He is dialed in, exactly. Yeah, 4 bullseyes and a kill shot. That'll get the job done, right, Joey?
Wow, and he just missed a bullseye right there.
I guess let's call it. He threw a 5, so.
Matt Bradshaw is human.
So Casey, again, not missing that bullseye very much. Still down by 2. He's been in this position before up against Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw. He probably more so than anybody knows how to compete against the Magic Man. And a nice throw there. Looks like a 5.
Another flush bullseye for the Magic Man.
You know, you can just tell, right? Sometimes, Joey, when it hits the board, it's just like that's a no-doubt bullseye.
5th throw, Matt's up by 3.
Well, Casey Nines is playing well, but he's going to have to get some bullseyes to keep his season alive here against Bradshaw.
Well, this is where the frustration sets in, Joey, is that you're throwing a great game, right? But you can't make any ground up. You can't get any points, to go your way because everything's either matched or bettered by Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw. So Jenny's going to get a closer look here at Casey's.
5 Casey.
I thought Mott possibly was popping through on the bottom part of that blade there for the bullseye, but rule of 5. Still just a 3-point game, though, going into the turn, Joey.
Bradshaw and Nines switch sides. Get ready to go for the second half here with the season on the line and a spot in the championship awaiting the victor.
Well, let's see. It looks like the bottom part of that blade's popping through on that bullseye, and
this is a crucial ruling,
so
and Nines gets the bullseye. We'll see about the ruling here for Bradshaw.
yeah, that's
Wow.
So it's a 4, so it's a huge shift there.
That's something that you just didn't expect the way Bradshaw was throwing.
Right.
Nines with a big break, and he takes full advantage to get within 1.
So we have a 1-point lead. Again, you hear that hush of the crowd. Everyone's sitting on every throw. Looks like that could be a 5, probably a 4, though.
4 Casey.
And it is a 4 and bullseye for Matt. So as quickly as it comes, it goes, right, Joey?
Gives those 2 points right back to Bradshaw, who now has a 3-point lead with 3 throws to go.
Well, Casey's one of the best, though, for getting that last throw. Nice throw there. Just having that short memory.
Bullseye Casey, 5 Matt.
Well, right on cue.
Yep.
A bullseye from Laser Wolf. He gets within 2. 2 throws to go.
Yeah, so a 2-point game with 2 throws to go, 43-41. Both players throwing up, but just a tremendous game. It's really going to come down to the last throw here. Ooh. Going to get a closer look at that one there,
Nines is
Joey.
going to have to hope that one is a 5, but it's
Ooh.
a 4. Couldn't have come at a worse time as Bradshaw throws in another bullseye. He's up 4, 1 throw to go. Nines has to go for the kill shot here.
Yep, it's inevitable. You have to go for the kill shot. You have to hope that Matt, the Magic Man Bradshaw, throws a 4, which he's shown through this tournament that that it can happen.
Did it earlier in this match, but Nines can't get the kill shot to go. Matt, the Magic Man Bradshaw, puts a bow on this one. A bullseye.
45 to 55
Bradshaw takes down Nines, 55-44. The Magic Man heading back to the championship.
Well, just as quickly as he can disappear, he can reappear. That is the Magic Man. And so 31-1, he is going to head back to the A bracket. He's going to face Eric, the Scope Shizzle, for the Battle Axe Championship belt. An impressive round of 55. As you can see, they're just multiple 6s, multiple 5s, only 1 4. And then Casey threw a great game. Absolutely threw a great game. Only had a couple 4s there, which really kind of forced him to go for the kill shot at the end. But just a tremendous season for Casey Laser Wolf Nines. And looking forward to the finals.
Well, the season is over for Casey Nines, but he'll be sticking around to watch the championship, no doubt. Here's Nines on his expectations for the championship.
Yeah, Eric shook him, so we'll have to see what happens here. I'm very curious. I know they got a couple games now. They got to both throw, and they're both really in the zone now. Matt came back with a vengeance with his last 3 scores, so he's definitely still in it. So I can't wait to see what happens. I really don't know what could happen at this point.
Well, it is almost time for our championship matchup. Before we bring it to you, here's a look at the updated B bracket, Bobby.
Yeah, Matt has battled his way back through the B bracket all the way back to the A bracket, so he'll sit there and face Eric, the Scope Shizzle. And, of course, it's the first of 2 losses, Joey. So Matt already has the 1 loss on his belt, and he's got to defeat Eric twice in order to take home the championship. And Eric, of course, just has to beat Matt once to take home the gold. So should be exciting.
We will bring you our championship matchup here on Battle Axe. Straight ahead, stay tuned here on MC22. Welcome back to Postseason Battle Axe, and the moment we've been waiting for the entire season is upon us. It is time to crown a champion here from the Bustin Axe Throwing Range. I'm Joey Daniel alongside Bobby Bradford, and Bobby, Can't wait for this.
Joey, we've waited all season long for this, and let's get down to it.
Our championship matchup. Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw against Eric the Scope Shizzle. Two former Battle Axe champions going head-to-head here in our title match. For the first time ever, we're going to have a two-time Battle Axe champion.
Yep, Eric defeated Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw earlier this tournament, and he just has to do it one more time, and a great start there for him. Looks like a nice bullseye and a 5 there for Magic Man. So, again, Eric only has to defeat Matt one more time to give him the 2 losses to eliminate him from the tournament. Matt has to beat the Scope 2 times in a row in order to take home that beautiful, beautiful belt.
And it is a thing of beauty, to say the least. First time ever that the champion will receive the championship belt, and Eric the Scope devastated with that throw.
Yeah, you can see it's on the second throw. You know, he already has a lead. He throws a 4, and he's devastated because he knows that there's just no room for error when it comes to this time of the tournament up against a competitor like Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw. He has that short memory, though. Just focus on that first throw that he had.
And he knows that the Magic Man is going to give him everything he's got. The Magic Man has been pouring it on ever since losing to Shizzle to drop down to the B bracket.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's been a man on a mission. And not to take anything away from Eric the Scope either. Eric the Scope came into this tournament. We saw it in his first matchup. He's been laser focused. He wants that belt. Nice 5 there, it looks like there for Eric. Ooh, and Joey, it took us to the final matchup here.
All right, this will be your 5th.
But we have our first unicorn.
It only seems fitting that in our championship matchup, we get our first unicorn of the postseason. Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw throwing with ice in his veins right now.
So another 5 there for Eric. But again, this is the kind of pressure we were talking about facing someone like Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw. Wow. You see 4 consecutive 6s. You throw a beautiful 5, and you can't gain a point, you lose a point, actually, and you go into the turn down by 5.
Well, what a start here to the championship for Matt Bradshaw, and Eric Shizzle is feeling the frustration.
You can just see the frustration there. Throwing a 4.
4 and bullseye.
Wow.
Matt Bradshaw can't miss right now. 5 straight bullseyes, a chance here at back-to-back unicorns, and Eric the Scope is going for a kill shot.
Not wasting any time. He understands his backup is up against the wall here.
He's down 7. Ooh. Love the call, and he's just off the mark, it appears.
Love the call, too, there, Joey. And another bullseye there for Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw. So just a tour de force is Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw here in the first game of this finals tournament.
We had gone the entire postseason without a unicorn, and then Bradshaw throws back-to-back unicorns here in the championship, and the Scope comes up just a little short of another kill shot.
I love the aggressive move, though, Joey. I mean, I love, like, you're up against it right now. Like, there's no sense in waiting for the 9th or 10th throw with this. You want to put the pressure on him on the 7th and 8th throw. So even though he missed, I love the call. Obviously, you're going up against a juggernaut here right now. You're just a tremendous performance. Put positive points on the board. Know you have a loss to give. Wow, Joe, I can't speak enough to it.
This is uncanny what Matt Bradshaw is doing right now here in the championship.
The first league that we did, Joey, it had the bigger bullseye and it didn't have the 5 ring, and so we saw a lot more players get close to that 60 mark, throwing consistent bullseyes. I don't think we've ever seen anyone get this close and wide, right on cue. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Matt, you got 59.
Matt Bradshaw sends the crowd into a frenzy with a 59, 9 straight bullseyes to get the win here in the opening matchup of the championship, and now he puts the pressure that was upon him right back onto Eric Shizzle.
Yeah, so we're all knotted up here now going into a final matchup, but man, Joey, I mean, a round of 59, 9 consecutive 6s. Started off the match with that horrible 5, apparently. Otherwise, he would have had a round of 60. Eric didn't throw a horrible match, just, ran into a buzzsaw and loved the aggressive move of going for the kill shot on the 7th and 8th throw. He knows he has a loss to give. Now everything's on the table. Loser goes home, and winner comes away with the championship and gets to take home that beautiful belt.
Eric the Scope Shizzle going to go back out there and hope that Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw can cool off just a little bit.
Yeah, I do not envy Eric's position to be in right now, going up against Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw after he just threw up a 59. But again, this is a game of short memory. You want to forget that last game?
5 Eric.
And a couple fives to just start off.
5 Matt.
Well, Eric's got to be thrilled just to see Bradshaw throw anything other than a bullseye.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. So again, a little bit of time has passed. Just take a little breath, focus. It's a new game. And that Matt experiences the pressure as well too, so he knows what's on the table as well. So, but a 4 there for Eric. You can see kind of the
4 Eric.
the disgust there in that throw, but it looks like a 5 there for Matt, and it is ruled a 5. So, not a 6. Something must be off.
Giving you a little behind-the-scenes look at our Battle Axe production.
Decide to bust out the big guns here on the final tournament here, Joey. So.
Yeah, got a great crew that makes Battle Axe possible here every week.
5
Nice
Eric.
throw there by both competitors. Looks like pretty flush 5s.
5 Matt.
So Matt Bradshaw, he threw 9 straight bullseyes, but 3 throws into this one. No bullseyes for Bradshaw or Shizzle. It's just a 1-point game. Bradshaw up 15-14.
Yeah, and as we've said with other matches too, Joey, the drain of playing so many games
4
in a
Eric,
row,
bullseye Matt.
just to keep that endurance up, keep that energy up.
All right, 5th throw. Matt's up by 3.
Well, the Magic Man gets his first bullseye of the match. Now he's putting the pressure right back onto Shizzle. He's up by 3.
Well, Eric's not going to go down without a fight. I mean, that's the thing about the scope that we've seen so many times, and a great bullseye there.
Bullseye Eric.
He always believes he's in every match, which is a huge
Matt.
advantage. You see some up close and personal judging ruling here, and everyone's staying loose.
Matt Bradshaw having fun here in the championship. So we're underway in the second half here. Just a few throws away from crowning a
5 Eric,
champion.
bullseye Matt.
Bradshaw and Shizzle neck and neck here, but a bullseye from Bradshaw gives him a 2-point lead.
Wow, and you can see, I thought, from the initial throw there from Eric that was a bullseye on the left-hand side. He got a closer look at it, too. He kind of thought that maybe it was the same thing, and he got up there and realized how devastatingly close he was to it, but was ruled a 5. It was a 5.
5 Matt.
Looks like a couple of 5s. We're going to follow
Bullseye
Jenny,
Eric.
and Jenny's going to rule a 6 there, so a bullseye there for Eric.
Well, a huge bullseye for Eric the Scope Shizzle to make it just a 1-point deficit. Bradshaw up 36-35, 3 throws to go to crown a champion.
Okay, so very important. Eric's got a chance at a unicorn here.
Bullseye Eric.
Oh, I apologize. It was his first 6 here.
5 Matt.
So now Eric has a chance at a unicorn. It looks like they're going to both get an extra look at it here. We are all tied up 41-41, Joey.
All of a sudden, it's Eric the Scope with ice in his veins. 3 bullseyes in his last 4 throws. It's 41 all. 2 throws to go. It doesn't get better than this.
Man, I mean, you can't write this stuff, Joey. And Eric knows he just left the door open with a 4. Oh,
Eric, bullseye Matt.
And Bradshaw takes
Wow.
full
All right, so this is
advantage.
your last
A
throw.
bullseye
Matt's up by 2.
to take a 2-point lead heading into the final throw. And Eric Shizzle's going to go for a kill shot.
and you heard him. They great competitors. They all know it comes down to this. Eric's not going to go down without a swing, without a fight. Down by 2. If Matt throws a 6 and Eric hits the bullseye, we go in, or the kill shot, we go into sudden death overtime. It looks like a 5. Oh,
Ooh.
0 Eric.
Wow.
So
Matt Bradshaw
45
takes
Eric,
down
52
Eric
Matt.
Shizzle 52-45. Bradshaw is a Battle Axe champion once again.
wow. So you see the embrace. That was an intense game there coming off that round of 59 that Matt put together. Eric did a tremendous job of competing, going for the kill shot on the 10th throw there. And as you can see, Matt's done.
What a great run from Matt Bradshaw
Wow.
to get back here and win a championship. Shizzle sent him down to the B bracket, and then he just became a man on a mission.
A man on a mission, Joey. It is tough enough to win this thing through the A bracket, let alone going down to the B bracket, having to work your way back up, playing extra matches and everything. So Matt, just with a tremendous job of completing that journey. A tremendous first matchup with that round of 59. 52, great score as well. But, I mean, let's really focus on Eric on this one here because he put up a great round of 45, went for that kill shot at the end. Just missed it. Almost sent this thing into sudden death overtime.
Would have been remarkable. Time now for our post-game wrap-up.
Post-game wrap-up, Joey, and it's time to crown a champion.
Yeah, Matt Bradshaw has won Battle Axe before, but he's never won the belt.
We've had winners in past leagues, Joey, but they don't get to take home a beautiful, beautiful championship belt. And it's very fitting that Matt is the one that gets to take this thing home for the first time. Congratulations to him, a true champion and a great competitor.
Matt Bradshaw, the first two-time Battle Axe champion. Thank you so much for watching this season. For Bobby the Blade and our entire Battle Axe crew, I'm Joey Danya. We'll see you next time on Battle Axe.
Give it a minute.